Right when it happened, it really didn't hit me in the moment. I still don't think it's hit me yet because, I'm not really big on the individual goals, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, but I still have more I need to give to this game, or I can give to this game.
Welcome to Call The Huddle. My name is Xavier Gusset, and with April's NFL draft approaching, I recently got a chance to speak with college football's all-time leading tackler, Carlton Martial, as he prepares for the NFL draft. Despite being a small college football linebacker, Carlton made a name for himself in college football and looks to do it in the NFL, as he talked about in this interview, along with a lot of other fun topics, as you'll see. I appreciate you guys for watching the interview, and I hope you guys enjoy as always. Thank you. First, I got a couple quick just icebreaker questions I want to watch. I want to ask for everyone just watching to get to know you as a person off the field. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. So first one I got is a tricky one. I wanted to ask you, just being a linebacker, just more important to like a defensive success. What would you say if you had to pick one aspect? The pass rush or like coverage? If you're talking just like any aspect of football.
Really, I wouldn't even say it's a pass rush or the coverage. It's really just communication across the board. I think that's really what's, because if you look back at it, the games that we had that were, I would say, like, not as good as we had them this year on defense, the communication was kind of off. But when you had everybody on the same page, it was something special.
Yeah, no, certainly. That's a big aspect of defense, obviously. And I got a couple fun ones I want to get into here. Just for you personally, who are you going, Drake or Future?
Oh, Future.
You go Future?
Yeah, Future.
Okay. I want to rattle off a couple quick ones here. What about Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan. Well, Kobe, actually. Yeah, Jordan.
Okay, that's a good answer. But you're going Jordan over LeBron, though?
Yeah, Jordan over LeBron, definitely.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I feel like that's a hot take for like the younger era, at least.
Oh, yeah.
A little change up. What about Taylor Swift or Rihanna? Who are you picking?
Rihanna.
All right, I like these answers so far. I like Rihanna too. What about Xbox or PlayStation? Are you a gaming guy?
I'll game every now and then, but I'm not really big on games. I'm probably watching TV series or a movie, but I'm taking a PlayStation.
Okay, what's your go-to show? Do you got like a favorite movie or show or anything?
Favorite show? Yeah, that's tough. I'm watching shows. Even the new one Wednesday. I just got done with that. Yeah, it's kind of like an Addams Family type thing.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool. Good. Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. That's cool. And then one last one before I want to get into a couple fun ones. Barbecue or buffalo? What's more your style?
Ooh. I might have to go with barbecue.
Okay, I like that too. All those questions were meant to be hard questions for your preferences.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm real excited to talk to you today. I know you had a long career at Troy. Heck of a story in a lot of ways. Just talk about just this past season. I know you broke the all-time tackling record, 135 just this past season, and 578 in your whole career, which I'm sure you're happy of and proud of in a lot of ways. Was that something you were expecting coming into the year when you came back to Troy?
I had a lot of outside voices telling me, "Hey, Carlton, you're this close." But I looked on it as these past 3 seasons haven't been our best, and I felt like as a leader, I kind of let the team down, so I had to step up and be that leader. Okay. So I mean, the tackle record was never really on my mind. It was just end up being icing on the cake at the end. And the conference championship, I think that was the best feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I know like Luke Kuechly held it beforehand, and obviously that's got to feel real cool as a record, like to break that. Just like what was your first reactions when that happened, when you realized that?
Right when it happened, it really didn't hit me in the moment. I still don't think it's hit me yet because I'm not really big on the individual goals, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, but I still have more I need to give to this game, or I can give to this game.
Okay, yeah, I love that answer. I know, like I said, playing linebacker. I just want to hear who are some guys that you watched up or grew up watching, or just admiring their game, watching, maybe modeling after a little bit.
Definitely, I think every linebacker, says Ray Lewis, of course.
Yeah. Right.
Just his intensity, how he goes about himself, how he carries himself off the field, that's just big, and not that we don't play the same position, but Troy Polamalu, that's another guy, I used to always watch, my parents, they were big Steelers fans. So, just watching him all over the field, he has a nonstop motor, always around the ball. That's one guy, I really admire.
Okay, those are two cool names. I know, like just watching your game, you're a lot of like you fly around the field like Palomalu type guy. Like I know you play a lot at nickel, you play in the box, and I think Palomalu and especially Ray Lewis, like you said, for a lot of linebackers, that's a name that comes up. Uh, I want to hit just a little bit. I know you were a walk on in 2017 when you joined Troy, and
Yep.
you were both the Burlsworth Trophy finalist the past 2 or 3 years, or a semifinalist. Just tell me, like since coming into Troy, obviously I'm sure a lot of things have changed, getting older and stuff, but just tell me what's the biggest thing, like fundamentally, whether it's how you think or like just play on the field or how you study, even like biggest change from freshman year to now in your game.
From freshman year, even though, coming in, from McGill, having a good high school career with Coach Caleb Ross, when you come in that year being a walk-on, you got to, really look yourself in the mirror, have that reality check, like, telling yourself, what you need to work on, what you need to be better at, and not really get down on, the whole process of, being a walk-on. So, just like learning from the guys before me, many guys, some guys like Hunter Reese, Blaze Brown, Tron Folsom, just guys like that I looked up to. They kind of guided me on my way, as well as Walter Pritchett. He's actually a high school coach now. So yeah, and those guys really helped my time, be a lot more easier.
Okay, yeah, and obviously being a walk on, that's something that I'm sure, like you said, it's something that a lot of people got to come over, and being a walk on turned to a first team all conference is something that obviously a lot of people can't say. Uh, I know, like you talked about the communication. I know just watching a lot of the Troy games this year, to the defense, and then like I said, talking to Shaquille, he brought up a lot constantly about how just like communicative the defense was, and you specifically. Just tell me, like, just going over this past season, what were some of the special aspects, and what made you guys end up going 12-2, and the leadership abilities that came with the defense.
We as leaders on the team, we saw these past years that okay, we kind of let the standards slip. I know a lot of people like to blame the coaching staff and everything, but it really starts with the players. When you have a player-led team, I don't think nothing can really hold you back. So, in the love and all the intensity that Coach Summerall brought as well, I feel like that played a huge part in it, and just the love of the team. You got guys just playing for each other, knowing that hey, you're gonna get everything you have on that field for your brother next to you, and that's just and we just played the cards that we were dealt, and that's just how it ended up.
Yeah, no, right. I know, like I said, Shaquille talked a lot just about like the senior leadership that you guys had. So many guys that were playing together, like year in and year out. I'm sure you, like, how did it feel playing with like guys that you're comfortable with? Did you like notice anything more so this year or the year before that kind of stood out in terms of like the guys loving each other and noticing the difference?
Oh yes, sir, most definitely. You had well, these past few years, you might have had some guys on the team maybe fighting the standard, but though coming into this year, once we set the standard, we said, hey, you're either going to meet the standard or be above the standard. There's no under the standard. Like, we didn't take anything for granted, and this started, from day one, right after, I believe right after the season, the last season started. So, yeah, I believe the leaders really stepped up.
That's cool. That's, like I said, a really cool thing to hear. I know, like I said, watching a lot of you guys, you can see it definitely on film. Just like I want to talk a little bit about your game. I know you got a unique skill set. 5'9", like 210 right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, like just tell me, has playing linebacker and being in space always been natural for you, or like at that size especially?
Yes, I wouldn't say it's been natural to me. I've definitely had to learn many things over the years, and I'm still, learning as well. I actually played growing up. I played, quarterback and then Pop Warner and running back. My father had me at quarterback for 72 for Refrigerator Perry, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, it's now I've played both ways, growing up. But once I got to high school, 10th grade. Okay. I played, freshman year I came in playing running back. In 10th grade, my coaches told me, hey, you have to make a decision. I'm running back and linebacker. And, I just chose the linebacker and ran with it.
Damn. Tell me then, like, was there any other sports for you growing up, or was it always just football?
Oh, no, it was definitely football, but baseball, basketball. Yeah, basketball, high school, we won the state championship same year that we won football state championship. So, yeah, that was a good moment.
Wow. Was there ever like a moment that you almost thought about not going to play football? Like obviously being a walk-on, like you said, it was a little bit questionable.
Oh, well, it was never really a moment. I knew I was going to be a football player from the beginning, Yeah. You don't see me 5'9", guards out there, handling the rock like that. But, football has definitely been my first love.
Okay, yeah, I know. Just like I said, watching you, obviously, it's fun to watch you play, like playing linebacker. Like I said, playing hybrid. You're a heck of a hybrid player, like I'd say, going into the next level. I just want to talk about that for a sec. Like I said, you play nickel. I know I've seen you play edge, like on the line, middle backer, and all over. Just tell me what's your role going into the next level. What are you best at?
My best at, I just want to be a guy that just have a high motor that can, do anything for the team, play any position that they need me to. Definitely I'm working on my DB skills, working on, the backpedaling and coming out of breaks and things like that, man coverage, just honing in on like the little details of my game that can just make me a little bit better.
Okay, right. Yeah, I know. Like seeing like a lot of coverage aspect to your game as a linebacker too. Is there anything like specifically added onto that, like coverage wise, or anything specifically in your game that you've been working on, like more so just this off season to improve going into the next level?
Yes, sir. Those things, as well as actually knowing the defense as a whole, knowing where my help is, certain coverages, knowing if I have a guy over the top, have a guy outside of me, or if I should pack it in, don't let no inside routes come inside of me, and like getting depth and things like that. So just little things like that.
Right. And then like talk about the other side of your game. Like obviously I said you're a great player. You fly around the ball. Just like what strengths in your game, in your opinion, how you're unique.
I believe, my instincts and being able to, diagnose plays well. But I have to give credit to my D line. They kind of had me running free most of the game. So just being a player within the defense, and then like our defensive coordinator, Coach Shield Wood, he would say, after you do your job, chase the ball like hell, and that's what you have to do.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I talked about like Shaquille and the rest of the guys you had on your defense. Like I said, a bunch of studs. I know just watching a lot of the stuff, it was obviously fun to watch the defense out there as a total, and it's why you guys were so successful, I can say. I know, like going into a couple more now, you're from Mobile, Alabama, and I know you decided to go to the Senior Bowl this off season. Just talk about like what your excitement's like that, and has that always been like a part of your history? Do you know anything about the Senior Bowl, like living there?
Yes. My father actually used to take us, he had the little hospitality wristbands. We go through the little kids play area, growing up, getting some food. And he would always take, our whole Pop Warner team to the game. And then like growing up, going to the games, just seeing guys like, Brandon Silvers from Troy, he actually went. And one of my good friends, Jalen Tolbert, last year, we grew up together. He was actually on the Pop Warner teams with us growing up. And believe it or not, he was our kicker. So
Tolbert was the kicker, the receiver now.
He was our kicker, and we always knew he was a serious athlete because he was also a baseball player. So but the Senior Bowl has really always been a part of our thing.
That's cool, man. Obviously, like I said, you got to be excited going back down there, and it's gonna be a fun week for sure. Going off of that, like just tell me, do you guys have a date, or you guys do have a date for the pro day? Is that right?
Yes, I believe March 21st.
21st, yeah. Is there any like workout numbers that you're expecting, like going into it right now?
I'm really not expecting anything. I'm just gonna put it all out there. Just see how it falls.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm excited to see that. Tell me, like going into that, are you a guy that's like expecting or willing to switch positions, just being a defender, playing all over the place? Are you someone that would be willing to switch to like a D-back role, maybe more so?
Oh, most definitely. Anywhere they would need me, even if, I'm not, used to it, I definitely can get used to that position, working on, certain things that specific position has to do.
Right. I want to get into a couple fun ones here. Like I said, long time at Troy, big career. Just tell me, like, playing defense, how do you interact with offensive linemen? Like, are you a talker, or do you, like, interact with people at all?
Well, maybe off the field, but on the field, a lot of guys like to, chirp and talk smack. I'm not the guy that's out there, talking and everything. But I just like to play and let my game do the talking. But especially in practice, though, you do have those little jawing sessions. Of course, me and Jake Andrews, we don't really jaw back and forth. He was our center. Okay. He got invited to the combine, I believe, in Senior Bowl. But it's not really much jaw jacking out there.
I mean, it's cool in practice. It's what makes you guys better. But in games, I think that's a fun thing, especially like being on the line where you're like it's close quarters. Like I said, that's fun. Tell me, like I said, being there at Troy a long time. I know you've already name dropped a couple guys that you played with. Who's the best player, like athlete, that you've just seen in person, being there at your time?
Best player I've seen, I could name off a list of, like, in my time, best player I've seen there.
Right.
Ooh.
You could go to like different schools too. Like I know you guys played a lot of talented guys, obviously.
Oh yeah, but I'll definitely say it's probably you got Marcus Jones, of course.
Right.
Yeah, him. You have Tyler Murray, Hunter Reese, even last year Javon Solomon. A lot of guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe the smartest guy I played with. He's definitely always the smartest guy on the field. KJ Robertson.
What was he on this past year?
Yes, sir. He was our linebacker.
Okay.
Number 7. Yes, sir.
What about like just tell me like raw athletes? Is there anyone that sticks out in terms of like guys on the team or like guys that you faced? Like I said, in terms of just athleticism, like I said, that stands out to you?
Oh yeah, Javon Solomon and Richard Jr.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I like that. I know, like I said, how long? So you wore 2. How long have you worn 2 now?
I wore it in high school, I believe. I wore it 1 year in high school, and then I came in 2017 to Troy. I wore 38 for 2 years, and then the rest of the time it's been number 2.
Okay, that's cool. How did you get to? Was that like a going between another player who wanted it or anything like that, or was it all yours?
No, it was all mine. Actually, when I was 38, a guy I looked up to, Tron Folsom, had it, and I was like, okay, I'm getting number 2 because I looked up to him as well. But my brother, growing up, he was number 2, and then but when he got to North Alabama, he was all GSC conference and everything. He ended up getting number 1, but I was like, hey man, I'm getting number 2 because that I feel like that's one of the best numbers in football.
2, there's something different about 2, just not being the 1, like the deuce. The deuce is nice. There's something about it.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, like, I just want to talk a little bit about, like I said, obviously a long time in college football. I'm sure you've gotten to see a lot of the things that have like changed in the last couple of years, such as like NIL and stuff. Just talk to me like a little bit about what your experience with NIL is like, and if you got to take advantage of it at all with your time at Troy, or how so.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of guys, they took NIL and kind of ran with it. Maybe the bigger D1 schools, they had more, big NIL deals. But of course, I had, a few little ones here and there. But I believe the NIL, I'm glad it helped players being able to get paid. But I don't want guys to lose the reason, why you play the game. It's not all about the money. But of course, that's an aspect of it. But just for the love of the game.
Yeah, no, that's obviously a personal thing that people have to like get past on their own. But obviously, if you can keep the passion throughout, I've seen like enough players that if you're passionate about the game, it's not going to stop you. Just talk a little bit about like the transfer portal then. During your time too, like I know you stayed at Troy your whole time. Obviously, just talk about like what are your thoughts if it's good or bad and how it's been used so far.
Transfer portal, I believe it could be good and bad. Some guys, are in a situation that they're not the best in, and they have a chance to go make their name somewhere else, and that's hats off to them. I believe it could be a good thing. I don't really see it as much of a bad thing as maybe other athletes, but I know it's a lot of guys in there right now.
Yeah, no, there is a lot. That's the thing about it right now. I wanted to ask you, like, you've been at Troy obviously since 2017. Talk about just like with branding and everything going on, and guys trying to get to the bigger schools and the bigger names now. Like, personally, would you disagree if someone in your shoes transferred in today, like in your situation?
I wouldn't. No, I definitely wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't like show them any like, oh man, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? No, I mean, because a lot of guys have different paths. Just take. Some guys want to take. People say like take the easy route out, but I don't believe that's like the easy route out. That's just how they see their future playing out.
Right, yeah, and like I said, everyone's got their own thing, and that's obviously what I think is so good about NIL is everyone just gets their own ability to control their narrative and everything, and that's what I love about it, obviously. I got a couple more here just before I let you go, so I appreciate your time so far and all the answers you've been giving me, man. All right, just like talk about, obviously going into the NFL, is there anyone that stands out like that you want to play most or that you're looking forward to seeing most?
Looking forward to seeing most. I'm sorry, like playing against.
Yeah, like anyone that you've not even met, maybe even, or like anyone or that like I said, playing with them or against them. Is there anyone in the NFL that you just like are looking forward to seeing?
Nah, not really. Of course, I'm gonna play against my friend Jalen Tolbert. I would love to play against the Cowboys, but I'm here for any team that will gives me a shot. I'm down for it. Just ready to play at the highest level if I'm able to.
I appreciate all your answers and everything today. Like I said, going into the draft process, good luck with everything. I said, like, it's a long off season, so I'll be paying attention to everything. But good luck at the end of the day, like I said, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.